Welcome to C programming series by excellent programmers team. So the first thing that we're going to cover is the environment setup. So firstly, you need to install Visual Studio Code. Secondly, you need to get C++ extension by Microsoft, and you can get it right here. So this is the extension we're talking about. After that, you need to get the latest version of Ming WXYMSYS2, so you can check it on this link right here. Check out this link. Then lastly, make sure you include the path to your Ming W64-bit bin folder to the Windows path environment variable by using the following step. In the way you can read the complete instruction on this document. Secondly, select OK to save the updated path. You need to reopen any console window for the new path location to be available. So this is all for your environment setup. After that, let's get inside our Visual Studio Code editor. So our C programming series is going to be highly practical, going to be highly technical. So let's write our first program in C. So let me just say first.c. The .c extension is very important to alert a Visual Studio Code editor that you want to write a C program. After that, just open your C program is right and follow me. Yes, include. So if I say yes, I'm trying to get the preprocessor. So whenever you say hash, you include it's a preprocessor. So I need to include these two header files. Hash include console input output. Console input output. So these are headers. So yes, these are preprocessors, and then standard input output. These are header files. So from the standard input output, we get one of the most important predefined functions, predef and scanf, and this is just the input output for the console input output. So this is the structure of the C program. So int main is a function or main function in C, and you can call it main, you can make it an int main. So our first program, we're going to write printf. So let me just say welcome to EPC, like this, because this is an excellent programmers community. So make sure to terminate every line you write in C programming. Very important to do so in C programming. Let me try to zoom in my code so that it will be very clear. You can hit Ctrl B to close that sidebar. Yeah. So this you need to return 0 since it's an int main function. So let's have our return 0 here. Return 0, like this. So this is the structure of the C programming language. To those who are new to programming language, I'll be explaining how C, what is coding. Coding just means writing some instructions that a computer understands, right? Telling a computer what to do. That's basically what coding is. What is C programming language? C is a general purpose high-level language. It is a compiled language. We'll talk about that. Compiler, interpreters, like Java is an interpreted language. So that's the difference between interpreted and compiled language. We are going to talk about that. Where is C used? C is used in many areas. It is used in the making of operating systems, language compilers, assemblers, text editors, all of these things in Arduino for robotics. It is very much closer to hardware. It communicates very excellent with hardware, so it's very important. So this is how a C program is compiled. First you write your source code. After writing your source code, so your source code is this file, that is the .c file. This file that have the .c file, that will be part of your source code. And then after that you are going to combine using the GNUC compiler, then to get the object code. After that, after getting the object code, you are going to link your file that you are going to get with the linking files. After that, you check for errors. After checking for errors, then you compile your program. So I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say. After that, we are going to look at data types. I want to cover data types right now. Let me just look at my slide. We talk about data types. So we have char, and this size is 1 byte. In C, we have short int 2 bytes, with int 2 bytes, with long int 4 bytes, with float, which is 4 bytes, with double, which is 8 bytes, with long double, which is 10 bytes. We have void, meaningless. We have enum, which is 2. So let me explain data types right now, so I can have something like a file for data types. A file for data types .c. In order to save our times, let me just get these files and paste it here. So we want to explain data types. So we have primary data types like float, double, integer. So if you want to write an integer in C, you just say int your variable name. So I'm going to talk about variables just right now. So a variable, this is a named memory location, or you can say in general terms it is a container that is to store some value, right? So for integer, this is how you declare an int. So this is a variable name of data type int, and remember the size of int. From here we have the 2 bytes, which is for the short int, and then for the long int we have the 4 bytes. So this is very important to take note of. Then for char, you just say char. Let me change here name to something like age. Then let me say char grade. Then we have char grade. This is a char. So this is a variable grade of data type char, character of data type character to be specific. Then let me have another one, char. Let me have char name again. So char name, we can use an array like this, so that we get it right. So we can make it like this. And then we have another one with double. So let's do double mark like this. So let's say float salary like this. Right, I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say. So these are our primary data types that we are going to be working with right now. So here I've created a variable or called mark of data type double, and I've created another variable called salary of data type float. So I hope you are getting what we are trying to do. So right now we are about to look at some amazing programs where we are going to explain more about variables, more about data types. We're going to be looking at what we call operators. So data types are very important because every program in computing or every software, it deals with data. So how we manipulate this data is very important. We are going to cover that. How we process this data, we're going to cover that. How we output this data, we are going to cover that. So now let's look at operators. So the first operators that we want to cover are mathematical operators. How we can manipulate the data mathematically. So this program is going to be called C again. Let me just put this. So before we explain the mathematical operators, I need to talk about the predefined functions we get from the standard input output dot h header. We get this. So how do we comment in C? If you are inside Visual Studio Code, it's very easy. Just hit your control and your question mark symbol, then you will be able to comment. So I want to talk about the printf function. So this is a predefined function that allows you to output something on the screen. Like here, if I run this code called welcome to EPC, you are going to see something interesting. So this is from printf. So we have printed welcome to EPC on the screen. So to close the terminal, just hit Ctrl J, it will go. So we have another, let's comment again, control question mark. We have scanf. Scanf is another amazing predefined function that we find in the header file standard input output.h. So this is what happens for the header files. This is so interesting. I might need to explain this stuff right here. I think I've talked about that. So before the C program is compiled, first the header file, the preprocessors are checked before we can compile. Before the compiler can run our code, first we have the preprocessor, and by preprocessor I'm talking to this hash symbol. That include the preprocessor directives. So we have what we call preprocessor directive. So I hope you are getting it. So the scanf works with the what we call the let me check out the So how do we use scanf? So this is what we do with scanf. We need to use what we call specifiers. When you are dealing now with this scanf, we use what we call specifiers. So for specifiers, I'm saying you have to specify the data type you are using. So for integer, you use what %d. Then it takes two arguments. It takes the data type and the address of the variable. So how do we include the address of the variable? How do you get the address of the variable? You use this special symbol, the AND symbol, right? So let's declare a variable called let's just say int age, like this, and then let's change here to enter your age. Let's just say enter your age like this. We want to allow the user to be able to enter their age. After that, we want to print the age. So make sure to terminate every line in C, otherwise your program will give you errors. So let's just print f the age. The age is let's just say %d, the data type for our output. Then we say comma age, and we terminate our line like this. So if we run this program, we are going to be able to enter our age. So how old I am, maybe perhaps I'm 17. So the age is 17. So you see, you are going to, so these are I wanted to explain how this scanf and printf works. So I was just explaining. So the Printf statement allows you to print something on the screen, to output something on the screen, and the scanf allows you to take some user input through the keyboard, right? So I hope you are getting it. And it takes two arguments. These are functions, and these are predefined functions that we get in C. This is the specifiers. So we have what we call specifiers. I think let me just cover specifiers here. And for float, the specifier will be %f like this. And for, hey, I think I need to comment, right? So it's so that I can write %f is still 4. You still want to give me some 4, no problem. And for characters it will be %c, and for double, let me comment again. For double it will be %f 1. It should be start with 1 like this. So these are the specifiers you use to specify the data type you want to use, right? So I hope you are getting it. So now I want to jump over to mathematical operators so that we can begin to flow right now. So we are just going to do a program that is going to demonstrate the use of our mathematical operators in C programming language, and I hope you are already enjoying it. So we are going to declare two variables. We want to have int num. We are going to have int num1 like this. We terminate, and then we declare a second variable int num. Again we declare int num2 like this. So after that we want to prompt the user to enter num1 and num2. After that we are going to do the division, the addition, the subtraction, the modulus, the remainder, so that you learn how to use our mathematical operators, right? So I want to do like this. So printf, we want to tell the user to enter the values. Let me just say enter the values of num1 and num2, and then we use new line. So this means just print it on new line. Then after that we want to scan f the value of num1 and num2, but I like it to do it this way. Right? This is how I like how to do it. All right. Percent, let's just save our specifier, %d like this, %d for our specifier, then and what in the variable num1 we want to have num1 right here. We want to have num1, then we terminate. Let's also I want to separate it. I like to write clean code, and the value of num2 like this. Then we terminate, then we scan the value. We can do multiple scans on the same line, but I don't like that one. I don't like it. %d, then the address of the variable, which is num2. This is for num2. And we terminate. Right, this. All right, so here I'm just going to get it like this. Then we create a new line right here. So I hope you are following. I hope you are still with me. So for the addition we use the plus sign. So we just want to find the sum, So we are going to say printf. We want to print the sum right now, so let me just comment addition operator, addition, then I just say printf. I'm just going to be copying some things and change some things because of our time. So printf addition is equals to percent %d, then we put a comma, then we write our num1 plus num2, then we can terminate. So let me just copy this line, Control C to copy, then I paste it. Then this is for subtraction, this is for subtraction. We want to demonstrate the mathematical operators. So subtraction is equals to %d, which is num1 minus num2, like this. So I paste again for division. For division, then we use this sign. For division, we use this sign. Then for multiplication, let me paste again product. For the product, we are going to use the star symbol. So this is how we find it. Then let me just run this program and see what we are going to get. I didn't clear the enter the values of num1. So num1, let's just have 10. Enter the values of num2, let's just have 2. So this is what we are getting. Addition is 12, subtraction is 8, division is 5, product is 20. So let me clear the console so that I can write a clear program. Here I was supposed to say new line so that we get some clean things. See, I was supposed to add this so that we get some clean code. Always write clean code. Always write clean code. I'm a lover of clean codes like this. I hope you are following. I hope you are following this. So enter the value of num1. Let's repeat again for num2, 5. So we are going to get addition is 9 because 4 plus 5. This is going to give, we are going to get 9, and then subtraction 4 minus 5 we get -1. Division 4 divided by 5 we get 0. This is why this is very important. We get the first year we get the whole number, and then if you use the modulus we are going to get the remainder. So how do we get the remainder? Because 4 divided by 5 equals to 0, remainder. Oh, so let's get that. Product is 4 times 5, which will get 20 here, which is very correct. And here let's use the modulus also. Then let's find the remainder. Then remainder, or we call it, we use the modulus. Remainder, we use the modulus remainder, then we use this modulus sign. This is going to give us the modulus. Let's repeat again, 4 and 5. Remainder equals to 4 because 4 divided by 5 equals to 0, remainder 4. So if you want to get the remainder, you use the modulus sign. So I hope we are getting all the mathematical operators. We want to look at other programs. Let's look at area, how to find some areas. So we just create a new file for C, area.c, to indicate that it's a C file. So let's include some in header files like this, standard input output.h, and then yes, to include, yes, it allows you to include a preprocessor directive, and then they include standard input .h. The .h indicates that it's a header file. So I hope everything is clear up to now. Let's continue to flow. Let's continue to flow. I hope you are super pumped. Your energy is still high. We still have some more things to do. These are still fundamentals. We are here to do some advanced stuff like this. And then we have our int main like this, our main function. So whenever your C program is running, this the first function to be invoked, it is this one. This is the function that runs, that is executed first. So we want to find the area of a rectangle, the area of a square, the area of a circle, the area. So let's get the area of a rectangle. So we are going to declare let's declare these variables int width like this. Let's also have int length like this. So let's print f to tell the user some information. Enter the length like this. We are telling the user. So we terminate our statement here, and let's scan that length because we want to get it from the user. Scan f. This we want to use the specifier. It's an integer %d. We use also the address of the variable, which is int, variable name, which is length. I hope we are still on the same line. After that, let's printf tell the user to enter something again. Let me just make sure I edit on new line. Printf again. Printf is a predefined function in C. And the width. Enter the width like this. Let me just use a new line. Okay, it should be inside. It should be inside. Sorry for that mistake. And then our area of rectangle. So we need to make sure we declare the area of rec like this. So we are going to say int area of rec, then we terminate, then we write the formula here. Int area of, it should give us area of rec equals to width. Use the multiplications width by length that we have defined, and then let's try to output that. Let's try to output that. The area of the rectangle is equals to %d. Then we include our variable, which is area of rec like this. Let me make sure I always include this program is not going to run because of this error. Let me correct it straight away so that we don't debug it. Oh, still writing outside. I don't know why it's like to write things outside. Yeah, now everything should run. Enter length. Let's just save 2 and oh, why is it just not allowing us to enter the width? Let me clear and check if everything is okay. Okay, the width The width is not scanned, so let's just scan the width. Scan F. The width is not scanned. Percent, our specifier, it's an integer %d, and then the address of the variable, which is now width, not end length but end width, like this. So this time everything should work perfectly. Let's just run our program. Enter the length 2, enter the width 3. The area is equals to 6. So this is working perfectly for the area of the rectangle, and for the area of this one is for the area of the square, because for the rectangle it should be 2 2 plus, then we multiply like this. I think we add 2 sides, then we multiply outside for the rectangle. The formula was wrong. And then area, let me just declare for the area of this, for the area of square. So let me declare another variable here, int square. Let me just give it length times width 1. Then I initialize it 1. I've initialized, I've declared. So this we call it variable declaration and initialization once, so that we get it. Okay, so print f like this, the area, I'm trying to chase time now. The area of the square is equals to %d, new line, then our variable area square. Let me just write the squares, which is written top like this. Then I terminate my line. So we should get it correct this time. To the area of square, okay, but for the rectangle it's now correct, the formula. Something should be fishing for the %d square. Where is our square? Where we are scanning our square, and we percent int square, length times width. Okay. I'm getting rich. I'm getting it. Let me just give it here. Square. Hope is going to allow us to do that times length. This is not defined. Right. So let's run it again so that we get correct results. We don't want to waste a lot of time on a single program like this. This is correct. So I think basically this was the area of a rectangle and area of a square. So now we want to look at other operators, like relational operators. So let me just create another file and call it relational.c. So for the relational operators, we've the greater than, the, let me just include again. I hate writing the C program from scratch, but let me just do it. H include standard input.h, so that you get used to it. H include coin dot h. Then int main, our main function. Let me take a void here so that you get used to all the styles. So we are talking about relational operators. Relational operators. What are these operators? For the relational operators, we have this one. We have the greater than, we have the less than, we have for the greater than is this, for the less than is this one, and then for the greater one, for it's now including some stuff which I'm not even talking about. So let's look at the greater than sign and check. Let's just declare two variables. Int a is equals to 10. So here we have declared a variable a of data type int, and we have initialized with it with a value of 10. So we're saying initially the value of a will be 10, and int b is equals to, let's just give it 4. So we want to check is which one is greater. So these are more like a comparison operators. So if I say printf, then I'm going to say percent, let me just say percent d, then write a is less than b, and let's see what I'm going to get. Let's see what I'm going to get. Let's see what I will get. Let's see what I'm going to get. What did I get? Did I get something? I don't think so. I'm not getting anything. What might be the problem? I just wrote percent instead of percent d. So let's correct that, and let's make sure we are returning 0 here and terminate, though this is not necessary. 0, we are getting 0. So a 0 means false. So is a less than b? A is 10, which is false. So when you get a 0 on the screen, it just means it's false. Let's change the sign to greater than. Right, not write anything. To greater than. A is greater than b, so we should get a 1, which means it's a true. This is 1 now, which means it's what? True. So that's the greater than or the less than. So we have also the greater than or less than, which is like this, the equals to. Or, hey, what is happening? With equals to or less than or equals to. So we should be less than or equals to like this. Less than or equals to, I'm not sure which one is correct now. Yeah, so it's less than or equals to, which is 1. Is it true? Yeah, so A is greater than or equals to B. So this is the greater than or equals to B. Let's print another one. Print F, and let's say percent percent D again here. I don't know what's happening with my mouse tonight. Seems like you want to use the less than or equals to. So let's say A is less than or equals to B, and see what we are going to get. Of course, we are going to get a 0, 1 0. Why are we getting 1 0 on the same line? Because we did not use the new line here. But if we say new line here, so we are going to be very safe. It will give us exactly what we want, 1 0. So the first statement is giving us 1. Let's see why. So we have A is less than or equals to B. Is it true? A is 10, B is 4. So A is less than or equals to B, which is 1, true. So A is less than or equals to B, which is false because B is less than A is greater than B. So these are some of the basics relational operators. So we have other relational operators like the equals to and the so the equals to is double sign like this, and also have the not equals to like this. So let's see what we are going to get this time. We get 0 1. Let's check. Let me just clear here so that it will be clear that of our new results 0. So the first one we are getting a 0. A is equals to B, 0. This is false. A is not equals to B, which is true, because A is 10, B equals to 4, so A is not equals to B. So I hope you are getting this and you are enjoying it. So this is for you to understand the relational operators. So I think for the relational operators, we have covered all the basics relational operators we have. Now let's look at the swap. Let's look at the logical and operators. Should we jump right into the logical and operators? Let's try it. Logical operators, so that we just cover some of this style. I'm looking at my list of the things that we should cover right now. I think yeah, so let's do the logical operators. So yes, again, yes, include. I don't like doing this always. Yes, include standard input. Okay, this is not even indicating the reason. Is that let's rename this. It doesn't have an extension of a C file .c, so this time it will work. Standard input output.h, and then we close it. Yes, again, yes, include standard input. We don't want standard input, we want console input output.h, then we close it. So we are going to have the int main, our main function like this. We take void, then let's just see what we are going to have. So for the logical and operators, these are checks two conditions. If they are true, they convey two conditions. So we have the logical AND, we have the logical AND operator, which is this sign, and AND. We have the logical or operator, which is like this sign, compares two conditions, and this for one of them is true, then it will print if one of them is true, it will print true, and if both of them is false, it will print false. So let's have an example of comparing the biggest number between three numbers. So let's say int. Mainly today we're going to be talking about int num1 like this. Int I was supposed to write not to int num2. Oh, I want to terminate. Then int num3 like this. Let me just initialize these values 10 so that it will be easy for us and we save ourselves time like this. So we want to check which one is true, which one we want to convey the biggest. So we are going to say printf if let's use the conditional operator. We are also going to explain the conditional. Let me not use the conditional, let me use the if statement, but we are not going to explain the if statement. We are going to cover it in the lectures to come. Here I just want to explain. So if num1 is greater than num2 and num1 is greater than num3, these values are just wrong. The names, they have to be the same. So what are we going to do? We are going to print, we're going to say printf num1 is the biggest, right? Like this. We terminate, we check again, we use the if else statement. We are going to say else if num2 like this is greater than num1 and num2 is greater than num3, then it means we are going to printf num. So we want to printf num2 is, we just want to find the largest. This program explains the use of is the largest, like this. I hope you are enjoying it. I hope you are enjoying. So we also check for, we now use else very, we know that num3 will be what, will be the biggest. Else printf, let me just include it in its own code block. Like this, printf num3 is the largest. So this is how we use the AND operator to find which one is the largest. No input file compilation terminated. No such file or directory, or no such file or directory. Let us see what's happening. Let us see what is happening. Okay, the naming here, the naming I think might be the problem. Let's change it here so that we get it right, because I don't know why it's saying that. Num3 is the largest, of which is true. Everything is now working. So num3 is the largest, of which is true. Num3 is 30, so is the one, this is the largest. So this is how we use the AND and logical operator. What about the OR operator? The OR operator, they just check it, they just use it again. Let's write another if, let's just comment these ones. This one, let's comment it in. So if A is greater than, if num, just make a mistake. If let's say num1, if num1 is greater than num2, if num1 is greater than num2, or here we are just going to write 1, or num1 is less than, or num1 is less than num3. So if one of the conditions is true, then this program is going to run. Then this, what's happening? Okay. Oh, num3 is not an identifier. That was the error. Okay, let's see what it wants us to do. Printf I understand logical or operator. So if one of the conditions here is true, then it is going to run, right? Let's terminate this one so that we get rid of the error. I understand logical operator because either one of these two conditions is true. So I hope you are getting the. So let's have the conditional operator. This is a conditional operator that we want to cover now. So let me say hash writing the $sign. I'm now thinking about money. Hash include standard. Oh, the same mistake again I did in the last example. I think I need to take a break. Conditional.c like this, so that now we include our header files. Hash include std standard input output.h. Then we write our int main function like this. Our int main function, we write it like this. Then we are going to take int, let me just say int a, then int b like this. Then are we going to scan this? Let's just not scan this because we are going to take much time. Let's just initialize it as start. So the format of the logical operator is like this. We are going to have a condition a is less than is less than b. Then we have this sign, the logical. This is the logical. Then we are going to have, if it's true, then we print this. Printf. This is not what you are going to do, right? We have our is a greater than equals to b. If it's true, then we are going to have our first statement. We have our first statement like this. A is the smallest. Else, let's have printf b is the biggest, like this. So let's try to run this program and see. A is the smallest, so the statement is true. this one. So if this condition results is true, then we are going to have this one. What if we change it and make it like this? What are we going to have? B is the biggest. A is greater than B. Is it true? If it's true, it results with this one. If it's false, then we are going to get, so it's false. A is not greater than B. So this is the format of a conditional operator. So I hope you are getting it. So that's basically the fundamentals of C programming language. Now I want to write a program where we are going to, of personal details, where we are going to take some impersonal details so that you know how to get to deal with the strings in C. Yes, I hope my time will allow me to finish this program. Yes, include right. I'm not going to include a lot of things right now, a lot of headers, because these are still basics, but you need to know all headers so that you'll be a profitable C programmer. And then I say char name like this. Let me just get a 30 like this. Then I say char again, surname. This remember, this is a program for personal to write personal details. Char surname again. So for if you want to use strings in C, you have to write arrays. So we terminate all things here. Then this time let's use float. Can age be float? No. Int age is int age. Then float, maybe weight is still personal details. Float weight. What else do we want? Agenda. Char agenda like this. So we are going to allow the user to enter all these things, but now I need to do it very quick. Printf enter. Let me just write it so quickly. Enter name, then scanf. I just scan it. For the name is %s, then address and name like this. Then we terminate. Let me just copy it. Then %s for the surname and what surname and surname like this. And then for the age, %d and age. Then here we are going to say enter age. Then for the weight, let's just get these ones with the again enter weight. I'm just trying to be very quick. And weight like this. Then lastly this %c, then enter gender. So I hope you are enter gender. Though this will be your small project for personal details. So we want to output all those things now. Printf the name is it's what %, S, then new line, the surname is the same as new line again, the age is %d, new line again, the weight is %d, new line again, and the gender is %c. Then we specify our variables where we have name, we have surname. I think we can bring it this side. Then after that we have age, we have weight, we have gender. Then we terminate. Then we run our program and see what we are getting. And a name. My name is Stevie. And surname Sauri. Age 23. Weight. You will want to know my weight. There, we are done. The name is Stevie, the surname Sauri, the age is 23, the weight is 0, and the gender is. Why are we not getting our gender? Why are we not getting our gender? Yeah, it's a homework. Figure out how to get the gender. So this was